Rock the body, body.
Alright, Derby fans, it's Renegade Rollergirls, Arizona versus San Diego. I've been looking forward to this one. Let's do it.
We're back with another episode featuring the Renegade Rollergirls. What more is there to say? Simply, no penalties. Anything goes, just don't be a douchebag. This bout is a follow-up from the May 16, 2008 bout, which we showed on episode 3 in early October. The configuration was changed in the 5th and Madison warehouse. The wall of death is no longer an issue, but the girls now have to deal with support columns on both sides of the track at the middle front stretch and the middle back stretch. You won't hear a lot of talking on this bout as I kept comments to a minimum, and the track announcer was hard to hear from our location. Also on this episode, there will be 2 additional treats. Look out for a short clip from Arizona Roller Derby from November 22, 2003, where the Bruisers took on Smash Squad. That bout was the very first bout ever for AZRD, and the first modern resurgence bout ever in Arizona. This clip will show how modern resurgence roller derby really started. The gameplay will make even these Renegade bouts from 2008 and 2009 look tame. This is why I call Arizona the second birthplace of modern roller derby. You'll also see a clip from a by invitation only demo bout held on March 16, 2008 from an adjacent warehouse building, which had a crew from ESPN do a report on modern roller derby. Make sure you keep watching during the period intermissions. So with that, let's have some fun with the Arizona Renegade Rollergirls as they take on the Renegade Rollergirls of San Diego. But first, here are some things you need to know about our coverage. MICHI-CHAN's Raw Derby is a journey into the early days of the modern resurgence of flat track roller derby by highlighting how the game was played in Arizona, the second birthplace of modern roller derby. From 2007 to 2009, I produced 7 long-form video shows, first called the Arizona Derby Report and then later MICHI-CHAN's Real Derby. Think of these programs like Sports Center, but for derby. They featured news, scores, standings, as well as highlight reels on the various roller derby bouts that were played in Phoenix and Tucson at the time. These highlight reels ran about 5 to 7 minutes in order to not just capture the highlighted moments of the game, but to also reflect the human element of the skaters and the fans. MICHI-CHAN's Raw Derby takes those bouts where most or all of the gameplay was recorded and now presents them in their entirety, jam by jam. While you're used to seeing recent roller derby coverage on live streams and YouTube with camera angles at elevated positions, the MICHI-CHAN way was much different. I'm not interested in the positioning of the skaters. I'm interested in the human side of the sport and capturing the action from the floor where the action was happening, not from the grandstands. Likewise, since our coverage at the time was intended mainly for highlight reels and not for full bout coverage, you should not expect a well-polished presentation of the game. Since I used a handheld camera and did not always use a tripod, you should expect the camera to shake at times, be out of focus, and to experience immediate shifting to other parts of the track, including the areas where action is not happening in anticipation for something to eventually happen. You will also hear my remarks, my calls of encouragement, score and time checks, as well as other things that you may not expect in roller derby coverage that's commonly seen today. Like I said, this is as raw can get. But if you can see past all this, you will experience for the first time what Arizona Derby lovers experienced in those early years. A time when fans were closer to the game and more involved. A time when skaters had more freedom to express themselves through their individual character. And a peek into how the game was originally played before it evolved into different styles based on national association. This is our state. This is our derby. This is Michi-Chan's Raw Derby.
And no words I can use to describe it will do it justice. So what do you say? We just get this started! He's San Diego Renegade! Coming up first, representing the San Diego number 3 2
Let's talk about the league for this bout. The Renegade Rollergirls was founded in 2004 as a result of a split from Arizona Roller Derby. When AZRD first started, it was free-for-all with a no-penalties style of game and aspirations to eventually go banked track. AZRD would eventually introduce more structure and was one of about 30 leagues that would form the Women's Flat Track Derby Association in 2006. The AZRD team, French Kiss Army, liked the game in its original form. With that, several skaters left AZRD to form the Renegades. A year later, another group of skaters would split from AZRD and form the Arizona Derby Dames. The Arizona Renegades had their first bouts in 2005, and the Renegade style would eventually spread to California and Oregon. When the CDC guidelines came out as a result of the 2020 crud, all roller derby came to a screeching halt, including the Renegades. Unlike many other roller derby leagues, the Arizona Renegades never truly resurfaced from the pandemic. If you have hopes to see no rules roller derby, you may soon have an option in the old Pueblo. The Renegade Riots of Tucson, which were very active in the 2010s, are still in the process of rebuilding post-pandemic. Since the return of Derby, the Riots have held one bout in Tucson in 2023. For more information on future bouts, recruitment, and fundraisers, visit their Facebook page at RRO Tucson. In this bout, we have the Arizona Renegade Rollergirls in black taking on the San Diego Renegades in white. This bout was held on July 11, 2008 at the former 5th and Madison Event Center in downtown Phoenix. Renegade bouts are 3 10-minute periods with up to 60-second jams. Passing all of the blockers on a scoring pass chalks up 3 points. And just as it says, no penalties, no penalty box, leaving the door open for pure mayhem. We're between turns 3 and 4, not the best place, but still a place. This bout was recorded in 4:3 aspect ratio from a handheld camera, so expect some shaking. This bout has minimal Michi commentary and the league announcer may be hard to hear, but just take in the optics of the no rules game and the small but excited crowd. With that, let's go with Renegade Rollergirls, Arizona versus San Diego, coming up right now.
All right, Derby fans, there's your Arizona Renegades. I want more Derby! But I missed my wall of death. actually skating with a helmet this week. Oh, there's Mayhem. Here comes Mayhem. Jam. Who's even keeping score here, but here we go. All right, here we go.
Like I said earlier, I got my man in the back corner selling hot dogs under the no smoking sign. You can always get yourself an awesome Renegade Rollergirls shirt back in our swag booth, right under our Renegade Rollergirls band. What do you got, sir?
Chuck Bearings, no helmet. Here we go, second period. Chuck Bearings, no helmet. Okay, here we go. On the count of 3, I want more derby. 1, 2, 3. You realize I'm going to use that. I am going to use that though.
All right, we're going to start by introducing the white all-star Renegade team. Representing the white team, wearing number 1 up one is the News. Wearing number 3, 2, 1 is News Texas Cardinal. Wearing number 42, we got
want more Power Pops. Alright. Alright, you guys gonna give me an I want more derby this time? 1, 2, 3. See, you did it again to me. You know I'm gonna use that.
1, 2, 3. I want more Derby.
From the mind of the Michi FM plays whatever Michi wants. Slightly off the deep end. MICHICHAN.com.
Here we go, it's starting the third period. Don't distract Michi-chan like that! And we have a cleanup on aisle 5.
ladies and gentlemen, how about a hand for the San Diego team coming all the way up to play all the way. Renegade Rollergirls in San Diego. I've been doing this for 2 years, and this is the best crowd we have ever seen. So feel free to keep your hands up. You guys are the best, the biggest, the most exciting, and we can't wait to see you back here next time. Ladies and gentlemen, the party isn't over. We're going to be partying tonight at the Rose Club, 7th Street, Madison. Come on down and party up with your favorite roller girls. They're going to be the whole lot of fun. We're going to have this Renegade Rollergirls is on sale. Right behind the Renegade Rollergirls. Yes, it's been a pleasure. Thank you. We're all coming out and drive safely. Good night, folks.
Yes, she's definitely has found a home.
You know, we've embraced her, we really like her, we care about her, and we're glad she's here, so.
Well, I'm glad you guys got her.
You're glad she's skating, I'm definitely glad we got her.
That's the whole point, she's skating. These girls are insane! It's Renegades! What a game! Wow! Derby love!